Hi guys. Today I decided to paint and I wanted to record it. So this video is dedicated to y'all coming to paint with me. And we're just gonna talk it up while I paint. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's get started, shall we? For starters, I'm not a painter. I'm not an arter. Arter? Really just mixed up artist and painter into one word. Add that to the dictionary. But I'm really not a painter or an artist or a drawer or a sketch artist. I don't really claim to be any of those things, but I guess I could, because making art doesn't depend on subjectively how good or bad it is. It just depends on you literally creating something that wasn't there before. But due to the lack of practice and the lack of drive that I have for wanting to paint, draw, or sketch continuously or pick it up even as a hobby, let's just say that I'm not a painter. But I am a person that enjoys it when I decide to do it, sometimes. So I guess this day I was graced with a lot of downtime, a nice beautiful sunset, and good and easy vibes. I went ahead and I put on some meditation music, smoked on a herbal blunt, and decided to just be. Sometimes for me, when I'm starting off a painting, the hardest part is picking what colors I want to start with. But this time, it actually wasn't that hard. Maybe it was the sunset vibes that I was sitting in front of, but orange and yellow were really poking out at me. I originally was gonna try to go for an aura gradient circle, but somehow I made it a yellow border and I was like, we're just gonna keep it square. I was also on the phone while making this, and I must say that the moral support really helped me. And the person that I was on the phone with is an artist himself, so I was really tapping into just how to become the highest artist version of myself and just really like being one with the painting, you know? That's actually him right there. Shout out to Dario. And shout out to his moral support. His art is actually really good, guys. Go check it out. Free promo. At this point in time, the sun started to go down a little bit more. That sunset started to look more like nighttime. It started to get a little dark in my room, which even with it being a little dark, my room is beautiful. I can't stress it enough how important it is for me to have such a aesthetically pleasing, calm, and peaceful space around me, surrounded by my plants, my detailed window, and my dim lamp light and other little things that I love having with me. There's nothing better than curating your space to be something that you feel very safe in and very at home in. I love this space and I will love it even more once it gets bigger. Now back to my painting and how far I've come at this point. Orange and yellow are still the only colors on the canvas, and I've been drawing these rounded rectangles inside of rounded rectangles. I like to start off with a background on a lot of my paintings, and this one I wanted to almost make like an optical illusion that was also blended out towards the end. Now it is kind of missing the optical illusion part heavily, but that's fine. We just keep on going and keep on painting and keep on feeling, right? I was really training my brain to get over the hurdle of perfectionism and get over the hurdles of feeling like I had to have everything planned, prepped, and mapped out in my head, and just kind of go with the spontaneity of everything. Real life, just winging it, IRL. At this point, what's going on in my head is, there needs to be something else, something on top of this, because that's my background now. I started tracing the room for inspiration, seeing if there was anything that I can possibly trace and paint over. There's a mirror right in front of me, so I looked at myself. In this moment, I was like, a self-portrait is what is needed. Have I done a self-portrait before? Yes. Of me as a child, and was it faceless? Yes. But this time I was like, let me actually try to be very detailed. Spoiler alert, in the end, it was also faceless, but I took it as a challenge for the night, and I also really was happy that I acknowledged myself as being the inspiration of this painting that I was doing. After tracing myself, I didn't want to be alone in the portrait, so I did begin tracing one of my plants in the corner that was also in front of me, one of my favorite plants. And who knew that I would love the plant in this painting so much after it was done. After the tracing, it was time to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, and it was now time to officially paint again. Here's a quick glimpse of my plant that I drew or traced in the corner, and a tracing of myself as well. Not only is green one of my favorite colors, but I also love plants. So me painting my plant was honestly the best part to me and the most fun part. I was looking up at it because I was sitting on the floor and my plant is a little bit more elevated than me. So as I'm looking up at it, this was a challenge, not even a challenge, more of just a detailed task in itself to make sure I'm getting all of its shadows, all of the points where the light hit, all of its curves and everything. And my plant is a very beautiful plant, so I had to make sure that I did it some justice. You won't be able to see exactly my whole process through the plant, but I went ahead and colored it in some more, made sure I tried to get its shadows and its lighting spots the best that I could until I officially moved on to me and started painting myself in the portrait. There I go, there's me. I was painting myself while I was looking at my own reflection in the mirror. You can even see I painted the canvas next to me and everything, trying to make it as realistic as I could, really. And after about 2 hours of painting, I felt very accomplished with what I had done so far. For this to be my first IRL painting, I think I did a really nice job. Sadly to say though, the days following, I did paint myself out in futuristic hopes that I will come back to it and repaint myself again. I guess that's just the artist in me.